Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a good day today. Today we're going to talk about passwords and passphrase management. Before we get into it, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, comment in the video. Strong passwords, passphrase. How do you make these, right? And here's a couple tips I have for you guys. Make something that's easy to remember but hard to guess. You're not going to use something that's like password 1234 or 1234567 because those are easy to guess. Make sure it's at least 12 to 15 characters minimum. Longer equals stronger. Don't use personal information such as dates of birth, family names, etc. because due to all the data breaches that's happened over the years, more than likely your personal information is out there on the internet somewhere. And in turn, those attackers can make some kind of password list to use in automated attacks against your password. An example of a strong passphrase you can see there: against punctual substance, Mary, asterisk 8,000 plus years to crack. And I put that there because it is obviously a long password and it's something that's easily rememberable. It's not like XYZ 10 2008, question mark, star, star, whatever. It's something that it's humanly readable and that you can pretty much remember, but it's also strong. Whenever you create these passphrases, you can plug them into one of those fancy password strength testers, but I take those with a grain of salt depending on which one you use. They have various different gauges of how they rate those passphrases. But the most important thing here is longer equals stronger. Password manager, basically it's a vault or database used to store your credentials, usernames, passwords, email accounts, any type of accounts you can put inside password management software where it tracks everything in there. Ensure that the passwords are using modern hashes and salts, using modern encryption, so that if somehow your password file gets stolen or something, the attacker can't just get in there and crack it easily. The best part about Password Manager is that it's one to multiple. You only need to remember one master password to get access to all those various different passwords in there. Some of them even allow you to set expiration dates to remind you to update your creds. The new NIST guidelines says that you don't need to rotate your passwords frequently. I recommend doing it at least once a year. You can even set up, some of these password managers have some kind of alert system in there that will check data dump or password dump sites and say, hey, this password's been found in a data leak site somewhere, so you might want to change it. And don't reuse passwords. All right, use unique passwords on every single website. That's what a password manager is for. So you can have multiple different passwords or credentials in there for different sites and just create a passphrase for each of those systems. And it allows the use of randomly generated passwords. You can set the complexity requirements. You can make it how long it wants to be. You can set how many symbols, special characters you want to use, numbers, letters, etc. It's pretty much self-explanatory when using these password managers. I don't have a preference on them. Myself, just use one that's reputable. 2FA or MFA, two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication basically is two forms of authentication. Multi-factor is two or more of those forms. Something you have, something you know, something you are. Something you have, software, hardware, tokens. Those authenticator apps would be a software token like Google Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator, what have you. Generates that OTP, which is one-time password. It'll generate some kind of alphanumeric or just a set of numbers like 6 digits or something that randomly change after like 30 seconds or something in there. Smart card, I mean, something you have. You got that if you're in the military, you got that CAC, that common access card. Plug it into the computer, and that's one form. And you need to know that PIN as well to activate that chip in the card to access your machine. Something you know, password, PIN. As I said, the smart card will fit into that as well because you need that PIN as well as the smart card itself. It's something you are biometrics, retina scans, iris scans, fingerprint scans, something along those lines you're going to use to access your account. Like I said, it's going to be at least two of these or two or more. Using just a password and a username these days is dead. I mean, with all of these automated tools and bots out there, these attackers can easily access your account just by sitting there and trying to brute force it or using some kind of dictionary attack against your accounts. Use strong forms, example, biometrics, got those push notifications. The authenticator apps, software hardware tokens. Another form of hardware token would be like a YubiKey or some kind of uh, dongle device you have to plug in and then activate it with a PIN or some kind of one-time passcode on there. Avoid weak forms, phone call, text messages, emails, garbage. All right. There's known vulnerabilities with phone calls and SMS messages, and of course, emails. Someone hacks your email account, you have the email account linked to the account that the attacker is trying to get into. Bam, you're pretty much done. Knowledge based security questions, those are garbage as well because they'll ask stuff like what city were you born in, or what's the name of your dog or relative or something like that. And that stuff can be easily found on the net somewhere due to all of the data breaches, or they can use other types of OSINT, look at, social media accounts, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, what have you. Examples of bad passwords. These are the top 10 apparently for 2022, 2021. As you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, QWERTY password itself. I mean, these are just garbage. Please do not use any of these. If you do, then it's kind of your own fault if you get hacked because these are just no-brainers not to use. Oh, on top of that, these are going to be more than likely on some kind of password list that's used in those automated password stuffing or credential stuffing tools out there. Other tips, check out these websites here. KeePass is a password manager. I've used it for years. It works pretty good. Have I Been Pwned is a site that collects information from other data leaks or password dump sites. It collects it on that website so you can go in and can search off of like your email accounts, phone numbers, what have you, and it'll tell you what breach that they found that password in. A lot of organizations use that site, including government agencies. Don't fall victim to phishing attempts, okay? Make sure you're looking at those red flags in the emails. Smishing, which is phishing via text message, and phishing is phishing via phone calls. Someone calls you pretending to be from the help desk. It's probably not the help desk calling you. Make sure that the person who's calling is actually who they say they are. Same with email. Make sure the person emailing you is actually who they say they are. A lot of impersonation attacks happen, business email compromise attacks happen because people aren't paying attention to the red flags in emails, like the senders, the email contents itself isn't asking you to click on something, some kind of link, or open some kind of document, PDF, what have you, download something. Is there a sense of urgency in there? Someone says they're from Microsoft, but you pay attention to the actual sender email, it's not from Microsoft, it's misspelled, and anything like that. Hover over those links. Don't write down passwords. All right, don't put them on a sticky note, then stick them to your computer or write them down in a notebook somewhere. Use a password manager, okay? It's 2022, guys. Password managers out there. There's free ones out there. There's paid for ones out there. Another thing, don't use something like an Excel document and put those passwords in there and then try to secure it with a password because that password can be easily cracked or bypassed to get access to your those passwords you have stored in that Excel document. Use unique passwords. Once again, no password reuse. Use unique passwords for each account you have. Ensure all devices and software are up to date on your computer. Make sure you get those updates applied so that attackers aren't exploiting known vulnerabilities to get inside of your systems and then stealing your information or getting access to your accounts that you're logged into. Ensure antivirus software is up to date so you can detect that malicious software that's possibly being installed in your machines, etc., etc. And that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for taking the time to watch. If you got anything from this video, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and comment below. I'll have additional links posted as well in the description box that can help you out. Thank you. Have a nice day.